Hello and welcome to the Fun Kids Book Club podcast. I have got so much stuff on today's show, you're going to love it. I'll be chatting to Ben Miller, to David Walliams, and you can hear a reading from Julian Clary. Plus, I might be able to squeeze in a little interview with Kinney as well. He's the author of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But first, I need to ask my big old book trivia question. Today's is this. What is Paddington's name in Peru? So here's the thing. Before Paddington came to the UK and was found in Paddington Station, he had a name in Peru. But what was it? Was it A, Pastuoso? Or was it B, Marmando? Or was it C, Brownita? Yeah, tricky, I know. I'll get back to you at the end of the podcast. Don't you worry about that. First up, let's have a little chat with Ben Miller. Well, we welcome back into the studio Ben Miller. Hello.
Well, it was about a year ago. I mean, yes, yeah.
But you're still welcoming back.
Time's fly. I'm still technically coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'll give you that. Yeah, I mean, I've written another book.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here.
Not a Christmas book this time.
Well, I mean, a book for Christmas, but not a Christmas book.
Not a Christmas book,
it's called The Boy Who Made the World Disappear. My book last year was about sort of the true story of Father Christmas.
Yes.
And the one this year is, well, I'll tell you what it's about. It's
Please
about
do.
a boy.
That's why you're here. It'd be helpful for me, to be honest.
Self-basting guest.
Very helpful for me. Great.
I'll tell you what it's about. Basically, it's about a boy called Harrison, coincidentally also the name of my middle child. First book named after oldest child. This one named after middle child, Harrison. It's about a boy called Harrison who goes to a birthday party, and instead of a balloon, they give him a black hole on a piece of string.
And I was going to say, and chaos ensues. But it's a bit of a... There's more to it than that.
You've read it?
Yeah. I've read it. Yeah, of course I have. Yeah. I could tell you about your book if you want.
It only came out today. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've done my homework.
Amazing.
Well, I love your last book so much. So as soon as I got this one, I was like, well, obviously I'm going to read it.
Thank you.
No worries. But it's not just that, because it's about his anger and how he deals with that. And it's got a bit of science and space in there as well.
It's got science, it's got soul. So basically, he takes this black hole home and he finds out that it's just the size of a football really on a piece of string. And he finds out he can put anything in there that makes him angry. So, of course, to start with, he puts in broccoli, then the next door neighbour's dog, then the water from the school swimming pool because he really, really, really hates swimming.
Yep.
And then the school bully goes in there, his homework, and eventually his parents make him so cross he throws his parents in there, and then he realises that maybe he's gone too far.
Yeah, might need those parents back.
Might need his parents back.
Just like peanut butter on toast just in the morning.
Exactly, he needs his peanut butter on toast, and he also doesn't want to have to look after his sister, and he misses them too. He misses his parents too.
But mostly he wants his servants back.
But mostly he wants his servants back. So he decides, he goes on a mission then, a great adventure to try and get his parents out of this black hole, which is great fun. It involves international plane travel, telescopes in Chile, the Atacama Desert. I mean, it's really, really great fun. But you're right. There's a sort of there's a story, that's the story on the surface, but the story underneath is really about what is anger, how do you deal with it, and the fact that anger is a neutral thing, really. Anger is not good or bad, it's what you do with it. And if you are angry at something that you think is wrong, then and you do something to right that wrong, then anger can be a very good thing. It can be a really positive thing. So he sort of learns really about his anger and how to deal with it. Because in the book, whenever he gets angry, his parents shout, "Code red, code red." Yeah. And that kind of riles him up even more. His parents are no help,
which
basically.
To be honest, it's fair enough.
A bit like Harrison in real life.
Because, so he's named after your son, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
And your daughter as well is in the...
And my daughter's in there too, Lana, and my oldest son makes an appearance in the book. He sort of saves the day, actually.
He does,
He gets quite a hero role in this book. So, Lana's in there too. I'm writing in my next book, actually, I'm writing about Lana.
Also, a real power move as a parent to write a book about your kids. Well, you're a very angry child, so I'll write this book. And
I hope so. Or it's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, that too. In a few years' time, that could be an issue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what I did, when I do write my books, I read them to my kids a lot, and I get them to I say be as honest as they can. They don't really need any encouragement to tell me what they think about the books.
Sure.
But I use that sometimes positive, sometimes negative feedback. So I say you can take out anything you don't like. Just tell me and I'll take it out. And he
does.
He says I'll leave it in, and then I will make legal action against you in 10 years' time.
I'm sure it's all evidence for later on, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
This interview itself will be brought out, I'm sure.
This probably will be played in court somewhere.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to know I'll be famous somewhere. That's fine. That's okay. I don't want to give too much away about the book because obviously it's got a lot of twists and turns in it, but it's kind of, it starts off in like his normal life and then it gets a bit fantastical. And then he has an adventure as well.
Yeah.
Was it quite fun to write all of those bits into one story?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant fun. It's kind of like a wish. I mean, I wish I'd been given a black hole at a birthday party as well. I mean, I think a black hole would be the most amazing thing, seriously, to have for a while.
Responsibility, though.
Probably until you put something into it you didn't want to put into it. But yeah, so you can put anything in there. I mean, anything in there that you like. I think it's nice even to put, abstract school uniforms. You can put those into black holes.
Yes. What would you put in there?
All my children. No, I wouldn't.
Again, this is being recorded, so just for future use.
But there's a lot of things. You don't get to my time in life without having an awful lot of things you'd like to put in a black hole. People who don't walk in straight lines on the pavement.
Good to know. Okay. I mean, did you have to research black holes? Because you're quite a science man or scientist, I believe.
I did have to. Yes, I did research black holes. Yeah, I mean, did you know there's a black hole at the middle of our galaxy? So one of the first to be discovered is what we call a stellar-sized black hole, which is just a black hole roughly the size of a star, which is in the middle of the constellation of Cygnus, the Swan,
which is mentioned in the book.
Which is mentioned in the book.
Yeah.
And I saw a very interesting article the other day, which said that there's a black hole about the size of a football in the outer reaches of our own solar system.
Really?
There might be, yeah. They didn't have like absolutely conclusive proof, but they were saying, look, this would explain some of the movements of the other planets that we see.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's really cool.
I know.
Now, with your book, because of black holes and stuff, I've actually been researching black holes myself.
Have you?
I've made a quiz called, quite simply, Black Hole or Balloon.
Very good.
Yeah, I've really run with this theme.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some facts. You have to tell me whether it refers to a black hole or to a balloon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see how this works. This could be terrible.
Like a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
Yeah. And, the odds are in your favour-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
Some of them are easy. For example, which one have Muse written a song about? A balloon or a black hole?
Supermassive black hole.
It is, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which one was used in a Simpsons episode to transport Homer?
That would be a balloon.
A black hole.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
No!
In a Treehouse of Horror episode, he goes to another dimension in a black hole.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not only have they stolen... That's my entire story. That's my... Bex, you've blown the whole thing for me.
I think you'll find the Simpsons have blown.
Can we pulp the books? Can we just take them all back and can I rewrite
Just rewrite the little bit. Yeah, yeah. As long as you don't have Simpsons in there, you'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
Which was discovered by Michael Faraday in 1824.
Well, he definitely didn't discover black holes, so it's got to be balloons.
Yes!
Yes.
But I enjoyed your thought process there. You were like,
Michael Faraday. How did you discover balloons? Well, he stumbled into a...
He just happened
He opened a room in his house. Yeah, how did he... He was digging and he found a balloon.
I think I maybe used the word discovered loosely to try and trick you. Yeah. Because otherwise the word really would be
can't,
invent.
strictly speaking, discover a balloon.
He found one. Just okay.
Yeah.
Okay, which one is controlled by gravity?
Well, you've written a bad question. They're both controlled by gravity.
That's the answer.
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Before you say how terrible.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that was
brilliant.
Thank you.
Question. Thank
This
you.
is the first time the questions I've ever asked.
Thank you.
Called brilliant. This is easy. Which one can be tied into the shape of an animal?
A black hole. Oh, no.
The answer is both. Yes, a balloon, obviously.
A balloon, yeah. But only the long ones. They don't ever tie the round ones into...
It's very tricky. I can't even tie the end of a balloon into a knot, to be honest. So.
I know, and you need to have a part of your hearing removed, don't you, before? Because it makes that very squeaky sound.
Squeaky sound.
When they do it.
I did hear somebody describe a black hole as a squeaker, and I was like, can I use that in the... No, I can't. No. Which one is known to slowly evaporate?
Oh, great question. That's a black hole.
It is a black hole. I would have accepted balloon, but technically, yeah.
Because balloons do the same thing, don't they?
Yeah,
when you get a balloon from the fair, a helium balloon, it gradually goes down, doesn't it?
Slowly wilts, yeah.
Probably not evaporating.
Well, but again.
But on a technicality, you'll give me that. That's a brilliant question.
Thank you so much. You can tell I really...
Will you send me these questions? I think, because this is going to be what I based my whole book tour on next year. This is fantastic. This is dynamite. Yeah.
Well, let's see where the next two go to. You'll get this, I think. Which one, if you go to the very middle of it, is called the singularity?
Oh, lovely question. Lovely question. So there's two important components, really, of a black hole. One is the event horizon, which is the point of no return. So that's when you look at a black hole, that's what you see, because the bit that is black is basically everything inside the event horizon. And the singularity is what's at the centre. Nothing else in a black hole, really. Because as soon as you get pulled in past the event horizon, a fraction of a second later, you end up in the singularity. So the black hole.
It is, yes, correct.
It's a really good question. That is such a good question.
I had to research this, and I was like, I might just get him to explain a few of these answers as well, because I am not a scientist. And finally, which one is used in The Wizard of Oz for the wizard to escape Emerald City?
Oh, that's my favourite. That's one of my favourite endings to the movie. He has a huge hot air balloon.
Thank goodness you knew the answer.
Yeah, that he fills to leave. That's a fantastic ending. A fantastic ending. Yeah, one of my favourite films. That Wizard of Oz. Yeah,
I'm very happy with how that turned out.
Those are really, really good questions. I think the winner of that quiz is you.
Yes!
For writing
finally.
Such brilliant questions.
Nobody's ever made me a winner in the quiz before. Finally! Well, with that, you pass with flying colours and flying balloons. Ben, thank you so much for coming to Fun Kids.
What a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We should say your book is out right now. Everybody needs to go and buy it.
Yeah, they do. And it would make me, not only me, but my emotional blackmail now, my 8-year-old son, Harrison.
Sure.
Yeah, eventually when he sues me, I need to have money.
Some royalties just piled up, just to make sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I need to have royalties, yeah.
Well, you're the first author to ever use that to...
to blackmail the audience on behalf of their child.
Why not?
I like that. Thank you.
Well, brilliant. Well, come back for the next book and blackmail some more of our listeners. Yeah. Awesome. Ben, thank you so much for coming by the
Pleasure.
studio. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Ben Miller for popping by Fun Kids. Now it's time to welcome my old friend Imogen into the Fun Kids podcast. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm getting into the Christmas spirit.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
Are you?
Very much so. A bit too much, to be honest. Yeah. I'm well into Christmas this year.
Oh, me too.
Tell me about what books you're recommending to me.
Okay, the first book is called The Cure for a Crime by Rupert Faruqi. So this book is about twins Ali and Tulip, and they are twins. I love a twin.
A twin book?
A twin book is great.
Excellent.
And their mum works at the local hospital. Now, when their mum becomes a bit sleepy and out of sorts and forgetful and a bit strange, the twins become very suspicious of her new boyfriend. Now, the twins have picked up lots of medical know-how from their mum because she works at the local hospital, and they are on the case to solve the medical mystery. So this book is kind of mystery, it's rule-breaking, it's twins and that spooky twin telepathy thing that twins apparently have, and solving cases. And it's really great if you are interested in medical facts, if you're a mini medic and you are really interested in the medicine world and love adventure and love a bit of humour and crime. Is it crime?
Crime, yeah.
And detectiving.
Yes.
This is one for you.
This is good because I know that Robin Stevens' murder series is coming to an end very soon. So if you need something to kind of pick up, this is perfect, right? This is the next step.
When you are on the case,
you
need to dive into the next new case book.
So this is The Cure for a Crime.
The Cure for a Crime.
And it's out right now. What else do you have for us, Imogen?
I also have Granny Magic by Elka Evolds.
Tell me more.
So this book combines grannies, knitting and magical sheep. 3 things that I'd never think that I would see in a book.
No, it's not a natural combination, is it?
No, but it is in this book. So this book is about Will and his granny who makes cakes and knits itchy jumpers, or that's what he thought. But she sadly passes away, and dodgy Jasper Fitchett moves into the village, and dark magic begins to unravel where he lives. Now, can Will team up with his grand's old craft group to tie Fitcher in knots and find out what's going on with the help of her old motorbike and a flock of magical sheep. Now, the question will be answered when you read the book.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it is a brilliant book. It's really, really heartwarming. It's unexpected. It's really well told. And
Bit funny, bit magical.
Yeah,
lovely.
all of the above.
Excellent stuff.
Nice little heartwarming read for the winter period.
Lovely. And what book do you have for us?
And finally, we have Enid Blyton.
The classic.
She's back with lots of Christmas stories. This is a book which is a collection of stories, lots of Christmas stories. A while back, when it was spooky time around October, we did lots of spooky stories from Enid Blyton. And now we are back with lots of Christmas stories. It's got how many?
Gosh, she wrote a lot of stories, didn't she?
She's written
one of every season.
Loads and loads of stories. This has got many Christmas stories in it. You can read one a night on the way up to Christmas. That might be a nice little,
nice idea, yeah.
Little idea. You can binge them all on one Christmas day. It's just lovely. It's all Christmassy and wonderful, and it's laughter and mischief and joy and food and ingredients and magic and Christmas loveliness.
Because I'm in a Christmassy mood, can I borrow that book from you, please?
If you ask nicely, yes.
I thought I just did. Please, can I borrow it from you, Imogen?
Yes, you can.
Yes, thank you. Hooray. Thank you for popping by and telling us about your 3 favourite books of the season. We will see you again very soon.
Bye-bye.
Next up, I recently bumped into Mr. David Walliams and I managed to corner him for a little chat. Here's what happened. So I'm here with David Walliams. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for chatting to me. I feel like I've just found you in the corner of this room.
In a way you have.
In a way.
Oh, thank you. It's very exciting.
So a lot of our listeners will be very excited because you've got a brand new Christmas film out on Sky One, Cinderella After Ever After. We've just seen it. Can you tell us the reaction in the room? It was pretty good.
I think it was, yes. And it was a room of journalists at 9 a.m. And so, that can be a sort of chilly reception, but they did chuckle away. So I'm pleased. And it's basically a sequel to Cinderella. And it's going to be on Sky One at Christmas time. And I'm playing Prince Charming. Not ideal casting, I know. Sian Gibson from Car Share is Cinderella, and we also have Celia Imrie, Sir Tom Courtenay, a really fantastic cast.
You've got a lovely cast of new people as well coming through. People I've seen at the Edinburgh Fringe are in the show. It's amazing to see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, the people you see and you see that they're super talented, and you sort of think, well, let's get them in. Let's give them a job, which is what you want when you're starting out. Some people to believe in you, but they're super talented people, so I'm thrilled.
Now, I know you're super busy, you've got a lot of stuff to do, but I have to ask you about your books because you are just the god when it comes to books at Fun Kids.
Well, I don't know about that, but kids seem to like my books, and I'm super pleased about that.
Do you have any new ones on the way out very soon?
Well, yes. The Beast of Buckingham Palace is my new children's book, and it's set 100 years in the future in Buckingham Palace, and it's a kind of a fantasy horror. So I always try and do something different. I always worry about repeating myself, and so I set myself something that makes it harder, like set it in the past, set it in the future. Do something that's going to kind of change the way you'd approach the story. So I'm really excited. No one outside of the publishers and stuff have read it yet. So I'm really excited about kids finally getting their hands on it.
Fantastic! Thank you so much.
Okay.
That was perfect.
Well, thank you.
There we go. That is me meeting big man himself, David Walliams. Next up, let's hear a reading from Julian Clary's Bolds book, From the Man Himself.
Meet the Bolds, yes, meet the Bolds. Come on, meet the Bolds. You know you want to.
This is an extract from The Bolds in Trouble, the latest book in the Bolds series, written and read by Julian Clary. The Bolds, as you probably know, are a family of hyenas living disguised as humans. Our story begins with a series of mysterious disappearances. Things start to go missing, and what this leads to is a whole heap of trouble for the Bolds. One summer's day before lunchtime, Bobby Bold decided to make himself a cheese sandwich. He buttered 2 thick slices of bread, piled some cheese and pickle on one, slapped the other slice on top, cut it in half, and put it on a plate. What else, he thought? A nice tomato would be tasty. He turned round to get one from a bowl on the other side of the kitchen counter, rinsed it under a tap, and turned back to his sandwich. But would you believe it? The sandwich had gone. Vanished. Just a few crumbs left. He blinked at the empty plate, looked to the left and the right in case he'd moved it, looked over to where the tomatoes were, but there was no sign of the cheese sandwich anywhere. Bobby scratched his head and frowned. Had he eaten it and forgotten? His stomach rumbled loudly, so he knew that wasn't it. He looked around again, even opening the fridge and peering inside, just in case he'd put it there. Some people might have got cross at this point, but Bobby hardly ever got cross. He wasn't the type. In fact, he smiled. "Someone is playing a game with me," he said to himself. Very funny. He folded his arms and laughed. "I know it's you, Betty," he shouted. "You can come out now." But there was no reply. So he opened all the cupboards, fully expecting to find his cheeky twin sister hiding there, but with no results.
Meet the Bowls, yes, meet the Bowls. Come on, meet the Bowls. You know you want to.
Thank you very much to Julian Clary for reading from the Bolds book for us. Next up, I met Jeff Kinney, the author of the ridiculously, fantastically, brilliantly successful Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. He's on to his 14th book now, and this is what he had to say about it. I'm joined by the author Jeff Kinney. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Great, I'm excited to be here.
Well, you've brought with you your amazing 14th book
Yes.
in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. Are you tired? You must be writing all the time, constantly.
I think I look tired. Maybe I am tired. I just got in from Boston, so it's so I'm a little bit jet lagged. But yeah, I've been doing this for about 14 years. It's real. And on top of that, I worked on the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books for 8 years before I showed them to anyone. So
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
22 years. Half my life just about working on these books. But I'm not tired. I feel really energetic, actually.
Does Greg feel like a member of the family if you've been working with him for that long? He must feel like your extra son almost. Or,
Yeah. He's a lot like I was as a kid. He's a lot like I am now. He's sort of a combination of my worst parts as a person and my best parts, but then amplified for comedic effect.
Sure.
So I feel like Greg is me in a way, in the worst ways sometimes.
So in the new book, Wrecking Ball, this is when the family inherits quite a big windfall, right?
Yeah.
And they've got to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, they get some money, and of course, like that's an exciting idea as a kid. What would you do with a lot of money?
Yeah.
And Greg has all of these huge ideas of what to do. He wants to have a house with a bowling alley in it, and maybe a helipad, and all sorts of other things. But Greg's mother makes him do something more practical, and so they're going to put an addition on their house that includes a bigger kitchen.
Mm-hmm. The classic mum thing to do, isn't
Right.
it? Yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
what my mom would have done. Yeah.
So then it all kind of goes horribly wrong because
It does.
they start finding things that are wrong with the house and maybe consider moving away. And
Yeah.
it gets a bit tricky.
It does. It was, it's funny because I intend to go on with these books, but I think that in a way this book could have been the last book because it deals with really heavy subjects like, the thought of Greg moving, the thought of him leaving his best friend. Those are big topics, and so I didn't know how the book was going to end until I wrote the ending, and I won't spoil it for anyone, but it was really fun to write and quite a challenge.
Because that thing about friendship as well is a big deal, isn't it? The idea that somebody's going to move away.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay friends with them? And and they're growing up as well. The gang. Yeah.
I'm always trying to write about something that I haven't written about before. And I realized, when I grew up, I never left my childhood home. In fact, it was still there when I was a 25-year-old.
Okay.
But most kids actually do go through some moving. They move. And I think one time I was in an auditorium and I asked kids, how many of you have moved? And about 70% raised their hands.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that's a big aspect of childhood that I've never looked at before. So it was fun to sort of dive in and put that into the Wimpy Kid world.
Yeah, the idea of leaving your childhood home is such a big... I did as well, and it is scary to go away from where you've grown up and you think, but I couldn't possibly live anywhere else.
Right, of course, and you feel like you can't make new friends.
Yeah.
And it's really scary, yeah. But of course you do, and kids are resilient, and so I think that's what a lot of kids have gone through. I never did myself, but now I've gotten to do it through my books.
And also, did you expect the books to be so phenomenally successful and popular when you first started so many years ago?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I never thought my books would even get published, so it's been a wild ride for me. It's been very strange. I thought my books were too odd to be published. They were a mixture of text and cartoons in a way that I hadn't seen done before. Now there are lots of books like these, but back then there weren't, and it was I really thought that I'd fail, so it's been a wild ride for me.
And sometimes do the cartoons come before the writing, or does the writing always come first?
When I write my books, I think of the jokes first.
Right.
And when I think of the jokes, I think of a corresponding image, something that goes along with the joke. So I have those images in my head, but then those are the last thing that go down on paper is the images.
And you mentioned this could have been the last book. That worries me for a few reasons. First of all, does that mean you're planning that there will be an end? Or were you just thinking this would be a nice rounding place?
Yeah, I don't think there really will be an end, like a formal end. I definitely would like to get to 20 books, and right now I'm at 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 books, that's a long way away, 6 more years. So I've got a ways to go here. But I was just saying that this book, in a way, it could have been the ending, because either Greg's going to move or he's not. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the permanent way things are. So that's why I thought it could have been the last book.
And you also wrote a tie-in book from his best friend's point of view as well.
Yeah.
Which was fab.
Yeah, thank you. Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid is Rowley's journal. I realized after seeing the movies and seeing the play that Greg is the main character, but Rowley's always a hero.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be great to have Rowley have his moment in the spotlight. And it was fun to do that.
It was such a lovely idea. When I saw it was coming out, I was like, what a lovely, turn on its head a little bit. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So at Fun Kids, what we do is we have a little author quiz.
Okay.
It's a quick-fire round of questions just to get a feel for you as an author, if that's okay.
Great.
No pressure, obviously. So here we go. First one is generally pretty easy. Books or Kindles?
Books.
Yeah, every author says that, no matter what. Heroes or villains?
Villains. I think heroes can be a little boring.
Okay. Greg or Rowley?
Rowley.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Film adaptation or TV adaptation?
TV adaptation, which is coming.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. We're going to do animation.
That feels like a lovely exclusive for me. Lovely. Writing or reading?
Reading.
Reading, okay. Writing or drawing?
Drawing.
Mm-hmm. Hogwarts or Narnia?
Narnia. Controversial.
No, you'd be surprised. Do you use your laptop or do you write everything out by hand?
I use an iPad, so I'd say laptop.
Laptop, okay, cool. Now, this is quite a niche one for English authors, I guess. Roald Dahl or Jacqueline Wilson?
I'll go with Dahl just because I haven't read a lot of Wilson.
Okay, great answer. Would you rather inherit lots of money or inherit a new house?
Boy, I guess lots of money.
Lots of money?
Yeah.
Would you rather do a bookshop visit or a school tour?
We have a bookshop, so I'm going to say bookshop visit.
You're in your home turf there, I guess. Do you write 9 to 5 or do you write when you fancy?
When I fancy.
When you fancy. Paddington Bear or Winnie the Pooh?
Here I am in the UK, I'll say Paddington Bear.
And finally, the big one, although again, I don't know whether this will translate. Well, salt and vinegar or cheese and onion?
Neither. Neither. Some of the things over here kind of scare me.
Neither of those crisps are yours.
Right, no, I had some sort of cheese something yesterday, and that was good, but no cheese and onions, so...
You know what? I don't judge anybody for any of the answers apart from the last one, and my personal is salt and vinegar, so the fact you've said no to salt, cheese and onion is fine.
Right, okay.
You technically win, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. So, right, we should say the brand new book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, is out right now.
Yes, it is.
And what is the one thing that you're excited about our readers and listeners seeing inside it?
Oh, boy. Destruction, mayhem. I think you always have to ask yourself as a writer, why am I writing this book? Why would people come to see the movie? And I think if you're going to see a movie about home construction, you have to look forward to home deconstruction or destruction. So that's what this book is all about.
Lovely stuff. Jeff, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Well, that's pretty much it from the Fun Kids Book Club podcast today. Thank you to Ben Miller, to David Walliams, to Julian Clary, and to Jeff Kinney. What a lineup of authors that is. And of course, thank you to Imogen for popping by and telling me about her favourite books of the season. I've just got time to tell you the answer to my book trivia question. Today's was, what was Paddington's name when he was in Peru? Was it A, Pastuoso? Was it B, Marmando? Or was it C, Brownita? I can tell you the answer was Pastuoso. There you go. That was officially Paddington's real name. He didn't know until a few books in, apparently. If you got the answer right, well done. Give yourself a big old pat on the back. Maybe go and read a Paddington book if you fancy it. I will see you very soon, and if you've enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Bye!